So a couple different things I look for when I'm shoeing a neglected horse is the number one thing I want to find is my true frog. Sometimes it can be overgrown and off center. So I first want to trim that down and kind of find where my frog is. Now there's a lot of different principles of finding balance in a horse. One of those is hoof mapping, and if you could draw an imaginary line across the heels, you know, your point of frog, you know, this horse is all out of proportion. I want to bring this part of the heel called the buttress clear down to the widest point of my frog, especially on an overgrown horse like this, and then I'll start taking the toe back. I want to point out, and there's a lot of guys out there that think that if you just hack off that toe that you're really helping the horse. You are not helping the horse unless you address these heels. These heels are what make these horses uncomfortable. They start growing under and forward, and these horses are just, it's like they're walking around on a round baseball. Got to give them a flat surface to stand on. The heels are the most important things to address in these overgrown horses. So we could use power tools to do this, but this horse is very nervous. So we're just going to take our time today, just kind of whittle away at this. We don't have any sedative drugs. With there not being an on-site vet or the owner here to administer them anyway. So we kind of found this horse isn't too bad to work on if we just take our time. So I'm just kind of going around the toe here and starting to bring that toe back. I mean, it happens pretty quick. So all this pink and red, that's just old bruises growing to the surface. Similar to when you smash your fingernail and you can watch that little blood spot on your fingernail grow out. That's all this is. Usually, if the blood is not running, you're okay. But discoloration, when you're trimming a hoof, especially a neglected one, it doesn't mean much. It just means that, you know, there was stress there, and that old bruising's growing to the surface. right now, I'm trying to position the apex of my frog, which is the point of the frog, about halfway in between the top and the bottom of the hoof. On these neglected cases, finding that frog and where it's positioned on the foot is key to knowing how much to take off. Do a little bit more knife work around here, find this true apex, but I'm pretty sure I'm getting close. Oh shit. So there's still quite a bit more heel left I'm gonna nip off. Then I think we're gonna be pretty close. Tools on horses this small, a lot of times you have to do it with one hand and it makes it really tough, but anything's going to be an improvement for this little guy. Okay, so we're pretty close to everything I want to do to the bottom of this foot. I know I said earlier that I like to have the point of the frog have about a 50-50 relationship. What I mean by that is, if I were to draw a line across the point of the frog here, I'd want 50% of the surface area of the sole in front, 50% behind. On this hoof, I actually am liking it quite a bit better with about a 60-40 relationship. That seems to be the case on a lot of horses. But these heels just really need to be taken down a lot more than you would think. But now we got a nice flat surface for this horse to stand on. Nice flat surface. And I'll go and top dress the dorsal aspect of the hoof wall, and we'll let this pony go. Okay, so we're done with this foot. You guys can see the drastic difference between the other foot and this one. The biggest thing is that I really had to be aggressive with how much heel I took down, and everything else was just bringing the toe back. It's amazing how fast you can get these abnormal overgrown feet to healthy feet with a good foundation to grow a good foot.